CS, a cabinet secretary, is supposed to go out there and act in the role of a politician. Let them show us that. Because they say that the constitution is the superior law.
Cabinet secretary is appointed by a politician who is the president. And
therefore,
the agenda of the president. And that is why, because of that conflict, that is why, because of those challenges, the Conflict of Interest Act was amended so that to give room for this person to have a platform to speak out of the agenda, to expose the agenda, to promote the agenda.
It's a wrong law. It's a wrong law.
Okay. Which one is a wrong law? Then you have a right to move to court today.
So why do we normally have?
Tell us it's a wrong law.
If it's being addressed by the Constitution,
you can initiate the process.
There's a court case. There's a court case on that.
Yes.
And therefore, we cannot venture that.
Absolutely.
So let's allow them.
And in fact,
but we're not going to the merits and the merits of it.
Yes.
We just speak about it because now it's actually here and it's we're not going to the
If there's a case in court, then you should not actually be having this debate.
But we are not having
about the conflict. About the conflict.
We are not going about inside and looking at the merits and the merits of it.
We are going to argue here and then until the end of until the sun comes down. But I'm just telling you, if there's a case already on that matter, then let's wait for the judgment. Why are we cracking our heads?
On the conflict of interest bill.
He's saying it's
the one that's been filed
by to court to nullify it. That's fine. In fact, it's very good. Kenyans are free to go to the courts and challenge anything and everything. So let's wait for the decisions of the court. But you cannot come here and say the section you are quoting is superior to the other sections of the law.
It has not been repealed.
Okay, what is the provisions from you have the Constitution there? What are the provisions that we do have as far as the Cabinet Secretary is concerned? Because for my own understanding also, they were supposed to be, apolitical. Maybe you can quote for us, you are the lawyer in the House.
Listen, the Constitution sets the general guidelines.
Indeed.
Right? And then legislation, it gives the details, okay? Honorable Ruto here has said that the law was amended. You see, and I've also, we also challenged Duale, Honorable Duale in the Senate. He also said the law has been amended, and the law was amended. So this amendment, Dibal, it may not be happy. You may not be happy with it. Other people may not be happy with it, but the law allowed confidently that the CS can espouse public policy. Okay, can espouse public. It didn't say you espouse public policy in day 1 to 2, or on this, or you launch public services on this day or not on the other day. So if the minister, and I'm saying,
was he barred from espousing the public policy?
Even when you come to my county, and we are in the midst of election, and I'm opposing you, and you are in government, I'm in opposition, and you are launching a road, I will come to that function. I will come to that function.
But not during the gazetted election period.
Even if it is during the gazetted period and you have come as a minister, we'll come to that function. Because at the end of it, it's supposed to balance out the other side and the other side. Government is for all of us, So I don't think we should really be making a big issue out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, we can wind up on it and just leave it at that. But and I know Mheshimiwa is in a tearing rush. I'll be releasing in a moment. You will be with you at least until 9 o'clock on the nose. But I wanted just to ask you, Honorable Ruto, just given now that we have the broad-based government, as I mentioned earlier, showing a strong, of course, winning in all these constituencies, what does it really portend moving forward? Because there were bugbears and fears and doubts were being raised on whether UDA will clinch these things, especially in Malava, ODM, of course in Kasipul, that was a strong showing as well, but also it has been a feisty, quite a contest between the independent candidate Oroko and Boyd Were.
Thank you so much. First of all, I think to me, this particular by-election outcome is sending a message to Kenyans and from Kenyans. To me, Kenyans seem to be tired of divisive politics. Mm-hmm. Kenya, after multipartyism, the evidence that has come out is that our political parties have been tied to either regionally or tribal lines. But then there are a lot of challenges that have come with it, especially the politics of exclusion. Looking at the outcome of this particular by-election, it demonstrates that Kenyans are demonstrating confidence or are showing confidence in a governance structure that is inclusive. And that is why they are comfortable with it. Remember the politics and campaign strong words that were against, but Kenyans seem to have assumed or have forgone or have refused to be invited to that kind of discourse and have chosen to support an arrangement where every person is on the table. On this week, as it on Wednesday, Oxfam was launching a report on the inequalities in Kenya. And if you look at that report, it worries that even more than 60 years after independence, the level of inequality is still advancing. And if you want to look at that one, you need to go back and trace after independence how governance and resource focus has been going, and the level of development that has been selective towards the region or the root of power. It discussed on the issues of the level of debt and the borrowings. And if you look at those borrowings and application of it in terms of development, it also seemed to be focusing on a given dimension, quote unquote, the political power. That is why this kind of arrangement seems to be taking Kenyans in the right direction, that the future politics, Kenyans are tired of that emotive kind of alignment that will be excluding them for quite a long time. The late Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, and may so rest in peace, when he decided to cross over the aisle, despite the fact that it was a steep contest, he was a contestant, there was every reason not to agree with William, has changed the dimension of the vote ground of him, considering the kind of development that are being initiated and running on the other side. Look at coast, look at Northeastern. And that is why, even in Northeastern, Banasi,
Yes.
is it Banisa?
Banisa.
Yes. They demonstrated the comfort of supporting the president in the agenda of including the entire country on the level of decision. So to me, I think the broad-based arrangement sounds healing. It sends hope to Kenyans. And I think this is going to challenge the politics of the day. The arrangement of 2027 will not be as at 2022 or 2017. The tribal lines is going to die. Instead, Kenyans will be seeking to say, whom are we going to work with? How are we going to work with? So that we are guaranteed of this national cake. So to my opinion, I think it is something that we need to embrace, that we can contest here. But after the contest, after the election, after the results, let's sit down and run the nation together. Because it's our country, all of us. And if we achieve that one, the future politics of Kenya will not be as trivial as it has been before. In fact, all these shenanigans that we are witnessing now will die off, because even politicians will be at risk, because Kenya seems to be going their own way. We put all the resources, we put all our time, we weaponize people, we incite people, but Kenyans seem to be sending the wrong signal. The generation we have now are not resonating with the generation of yesterday. They will allow you to speak,
Right.
but they will make their decision.
But the question will